To have two of me talking to you at one time takes me manually standing over there and placing it in.
Hello.
It doesn't necessarily make it any better a video for it. It really doesn't.
Yeah, all right.
How often these days do you look on Facebook and see an image and think, oh gosh, is that actually real? Well, we should all be doing that. And the thing is, these days, you can't actually trust that something is real, even if it looks like it is real, because of artificial intelligence. But the worst thing about this for me is it's spoiling the stuff that actually is real. And I've seen a couple of examples recently where I thought, it's probably not real. It's probably just AI. And that is what I find a bit depressing. Not the fooling of the boomers, not the low attention span of the young people, but the fact that we don't know what is real any longer. And most of the time we do, if we are switched on. But AI now is fooling people. If you are a middle-aged lady from West Virginia, you are going to honestly believe that there are hundreds of young ladies knocking around with 3 heads. You're also going to believe that puppies like to hang about on busy highways in the rain, waiting for a birthday wish and not being particularly concerned about getting run over. And soldiers doing exactly the same thing. They've got no legs, yet somehow they've got themselves in a rather uncompromising position just so you can wish them well. Doesn't seem right, does it? Old ladies, now up to 113 or what have you. Suddenly they all look exactly the same and they all make cakes. And all they want is for you to give them a pat on the back. Not much to ask, is it? But can you believe that many people are completely fooled by it? And that's AI now. What's AI going to be like in 5 years or 10 years? Surely it's going to get more and more convincing, isn't it? It's not going to get less convincing. If I am questioning real pictures now, then in the future, we're all going to be questioning them. Even those with a really keen eye for spotting hands with too many fingers, yet that's not the point of the picture, will end up being fooled. But the sad part of this is that genuinely interesting and fascinating pictures are now not good enough. They're not good enough. They can't be, can they? Because AI can give you a picture that, if you believe what's in the picture, is a lot more exciting. What's going to happen to all of the budding young artists? Imagine being about 10 years old and you've just drawn your first slightly convincing picture of a horse. No one's going to be impressed, are they? Because if you go onto Facebook, you'll see an 8-year-old who's managed to craft an ice sculpture of himself that looks exactly like him. All those that go into doing something creative late in life, nobody's going to care about your watercolour painting, because look, there's a 98-year-old man who's managed to carve himself out of a tree and it's his first ever attempt. I saw a video about how AI could possibly destroy what we think a classic car is, because generations into the future, some of these AI pictures of classic cars that have been crossed with one thing or another, or had something put to it to make it look a bit more like what they think it should look like, will get confused with genuine pictures of genuine classic cars. And not only that, just like the wood carvings and cakes and ice sculptures and stuff like that, they'll be looked upon as more impressive than the actual things, and therefore the actual things will just get brushed away and forgotten about. The same thing could indeed happen with music, because we have AI music. Very, very clever. Very, very clever indeed. But to be creative musically, you have to learn to play an instrument. And learning to play an instrument is not a 10-minute job. It takes patience, it takes determination, and it takes time. And then after that, if you've actually got something creative and imaginative going on, you can make something. But why bother when you can just get AI to do it for you instead? That's the option that many people will be taking. And then musicians and actual music and genuine creativity will start to disappear because of it. I don't feel too happy about this. Honestly, the future isn't bright. Just like with everything else, music made by actual human beings will be considered as not very good really compared to what AI can do. And then it's not even so much that you can't tell whether it's AI generated or not, but you can tell that it's human generated because it's crap. That could happen for one of two reasons. One, because so few people are actually being creative and engaging in something where they have to learn that what they actually produce is crap. Or the other thing is, just like not developing a palate because of eating too much fast food and beige items from the freezer, people of the future won't have developed a musical ear. So therefore, music will start to become more and more insipid, more and more the same, until eventually we get to a point where music is no longer necessary. We don't like it. If it carries on being thinned down and down and down, until eventually every single piece of music that you hear is the same as the last one. We already have that to a degree because formats are used when it comes to creating pop songs. The format that is most likely to be understood by the majority of people. Not the most creative or the most different, because those don't sell. AI is now being sold as part of your mobile phone camera package as well, the software that goes into making images better, so they say. And again, it's taking away the necessity to think, to create. All the time I'm seeing pictures on Facebook, again, Photoshop pictures, where someone's saying, could somebody take this away? Could somebody add this? Somebody could do this. So in other words, they've taken a picture, it's not very good, and rather than just taking another one, they get somebody else to fix it for them. The next generation of Samsung phones like I have here could end up being worse than this one, because they might not really be concentrating too much on actual picture quality and things you can do with actual pictures that involve being creative. No, they're just going to bang in all of this AI stuff, so every picture you take, every video you make ends up being something that wasn't even there. And that completely spoils the idea of photography in the first place. Photography was to capture what is actually going on, something so significant, something so interesting that you want to have that memory kept. And now we're not doing it. Software is going to make it different for us. It is pretty awful. One last thing. I've seen recently another AI fixing thing for the way people write. The scene is, there's this guy in an office and he's sending an email to one of his colleagues on the other side of the building, and he receives this email and it's written out properly and he's got a confused expression because normally this guy is completely bloody illiterate. What's he doing working in a fucking office then?